Hi everybody, my name is Kim Van Orden from LuLaRoe, Kim Van Orden, and I wanted to make a video today about signing up to be a LuLaRoe consultant. So just a little bit about myself. I am a music teacher as my daytime job, and I signed up to be a LuLaRoe consultant on June 8th. And I just onboarded a few weeks ago. Actually, I am going to be getting my initial inventory and launching tomorrow. So I've been through the queue, I've been through the process, and I know that it's very stressful and pretty hard sometimes to get accurate information. So I'm going to give you my honest feedback about kind of what I went through when I was deciding to be a LuLaRoe consultant. So the first thing is that I did a ton of research. Sorry, I'm looking at my handy dandy LuLaRoe notebook here so that I don't miss anything. So I wanted to do a ton of research before I decided that I wanted to be a LuLaRoe consultant. And I started back in February. My sister has been selling since November of last year, and I really thought that I could do it. I thought, this is going to be great. It's going to be a lot of extra income for me, and I can balance it. So I wanted to make sure that I got accurate information. So the first thing that I did was I joined a ton of Facebook shopping groups. I'm probably on more than 200 people's Facebook VIP pages at this point, and that's why I have a huge LuLaRoe collection of clothing. The second thing that I did was I got myself a Periscope, and I didn't actually do any Periscopes for a really long time. I just followed LuLaRoe consultants and I watched their Periscopes. I watched them sell, I watched them train their teams on Periscope, which a lot of consultants do, and I watched their Q&A sessions, and I was just a silent listener. I got to know who's who in LuLaRoe, some of the more famous LuLaRoe consultants, and I learned a lot about the culture and climate of the company by just watching Periscopes. The last thing that I did was what you are doing right now. I went on YouTube and I searched LuLaRoe consultant, and up popped a million different videos from a whole bunch of different consultants. Some I found more helpful than others, and I've subscribed to their pages, and I still tune into their new broadcasts, even though I've already onboarded. And I did my research. I took notes. I compared the pros and cons. I watched a lot of people do kind of, I don't know what you call them, but they're like people who aren't LuLaRoe consultants, and they go and they shop, and then they give you honest feedback about what they feel about the clothing and the experience. But I watched a lot of those as well, just to see what people would expect. The next thing that I did was I found a great sponsor. Now, I am very lucky because my sister is a consultant. So I had a life-changing experience that put me in a position where LuLaRoe was now a necessity in my life because I needed extra income immediately. And so that was in June, and I went to my sister and I said, I'm signing up. I'd already done my research. So I signed up underneath my sister, but I suggest that you make sure that you are choosing the right sponsor for you. So I have some suggestions here because I went through with a lot of friends who weren't happy with their sponsors. So you need to make sure you're picking the right one. Don't just pick anybody. The person that you choose to be your sponsor does not need to live by you. My sister's team has people all across the country, and we actually all got to meet at convention, which was really cool. But we do trainings over video conferencing. We have a whole bunch of different groups that we're a part of. You do not need to be right next door to your sponsor. If you feel as though you need to be next door to your sponsor because you're going to do more in-home pop-ups and you're going to stay away from in-line, then online, that's your choice. But you don't need to pick a sponsor that you know personally. You could go on YouTube and find someone who you find really helpful, and you could sign up under them, which a lot of people have done, and that's how they've grown their teams. You need to make sure that your sponsor shares your passion. So make sure that they share their why with you. Why are they a LuLaRoe consultant? What do they get out of it? And share your why with them. Make sure that you guys have the same level of passion and dedication, because they're going to be helping you create your business and run your business. Your sponsor should motivate you. You need to make sure that your sponsor is someone who embraces the LuLaRoe culture, someone who is very positive, someone who gives great feedback, someone who's not always negative, not always complaining about the company. You need someone who's going to make you feel really good about the investment that you're making and the time that you're putting into your business. Your sponsor should be the person that you go to for all your questions. And here's the key. If your sponsor does not know the answer to a question, you know you have a great sponsor when they say, I don't know, let me find out. Or, I don't know, but I know that this person does. Let me put you in touch with them. Your sponsor should not be someone who says, I don't know, Google it. You need to make sure that you are picking a sponsor that is going to be there for you all the time. And let's face it, they're human. So you want to make sure that you're respecting them as well. And once you get onboarded and once you get your feet off the ground in your business, it is their time to take a step back, and it's your time to become a leader in the company. So you want to make sure that you are respecting their time as well when you have questions. The next thing that you need to consider if you want to be a LuLaRoe consultant is figuring out your finances. There are 3 ways that you can do this. It costs about $5,000, give or take, dollars to onboard with LuLaRoe. Unlike other direct sales companies, you are purchasing your inventory at wholesale. You own your inventory. This is unlike most direct sales companies that you can be a part of. So you need to consider the fact that you have to sell these clothes to make back your investment, and you need to reinvest in order to grow your inventory. This is the key. So a lot of people put their investment on credit cards. I put my investment on credit cards, 4 credit cards. You need to make sure that your credit cards are a 0% interest for at least 12 months, 18 months if you can get it. And here's why. You can easily make back your $5,000 investment as soon as possible, really. I mean, a lot of people make it back within the first month or 2. But if you went and you paid off those credit cards, that means that you're not reinvesting into new inventory, which means that you're running out of inventory. If you don't have it, you can't sell it. So you need to consider if you are able to get a 0% interest credit card. If you're not able to get a 0% interest credit card, I suggest not going the credit card route. I suggest going the business loan route. You can go to many banks, you can go online, there's a bunch of websites that you can go to apply for a business loan. Same deal. You want to make sure that you get a great interest rate, and you want to, if you don't get a 0% interest rate, you want paying off your loan to be a priority. Before you take any cut of anything, you want to pay your loan off. The other way that you can do it is if you have money in a savings account or in your checking account and you have an extra $5,000, there you go. You would be paying yourself back instead of a debit card or a credit card or a loan, and it's still not taxed because it's considered a business expense. So you could just pay yourself back then. A lot of people aren't in that situation. I wasn't in that situation, so it's fine. You need to figure this out before you sign your paperwork. Don't sign your paperwork and go in blindly not knowing how you're going to figure out your finances, because you only have 6 to 8 weeks in the queue, and sometimes people can't figure out their finances and then they have to put off their onboarding call. So if you have any questions at all about becoming a LuLaRoe consultant, I will be more than happy to answer them. You can go ahead and email me or contact me on Facebook. I'm going to put my information down below. And just do me a favor and like this video and subscribe if you're interested in more information. Thanks for watching, guys.